morning, hope you're well. It's Groundhog Day again. I think the last video started a bit like this, sheep work. So we just got our agent coming out this morning. We're just going to have a draft up of these ewes that we've, of our ewes to go to market. So we're just going to see, there's a big market today up at Wagga, weekly market. So we're just going to see what ewes are selling like up there, and then we'll make a decision as to whether we go direct to works or whether we put these through the market. So, but he's going to come out and just take a top out of them. So there's about 500 here in the mob. So we'll get about 360, I reckon, on 4 decks, like on a truck. So we'll end up probably with around that number, I think. And yeah, we'll just see. Tomorrow we might, depending on how we're going for time, we might run some of the ones in out the back and do the same with them, but we'll just see how we're going. We've want to get these oats sown, which I'll talk about in a minute once we get these guys in. And yeah, so there's a bit going on at the moment, so it's just how we're going for time. Jess! Pauline, so would you be quiet, or do you want to talk? Do you want to talk? You got something to say or not? Get out, hop out. So look, and I have spoken about this a little bit with the sheep. What we're finding is we're having trouble with their feet. So, and it's probably a structure thing, which is causing it. So what we're finding is, and I'll try and catch one and show you. So what we think's going on here is the way that the sheep are and the way their leg and foot structure is, they're sitting back too far, what they call on their pastels. I think I've got that right. So essentially they're sitting, I'll take the glove off. They're sitting back too much like that essentially they're sitting on their heels too much rather than their toes, and that's purely a structural thing. So you can see what's going on is, because they're sitting on their heels too much, their toenails are growing, and that in turn, we end up with, foot abscess, and they end up, when we get wet seasons like what we've had, that one's the same. You can see it's got the long toenail. And what we're finding, we went through a few years ago, and actually it might have been last year or the year before, put them all across the handler, and anything that had a long toenail or something like that, I trimmed and we tagged. And what we're finding is those sheep that have got that red tag, their toes are growing again, but there's a lot others like it. They've got twisted toes and that sort of stuff, and as soon as it's all right if the weather stays dry, and that's probably a bit of the issue with it. If the ground's hard, that foot is wearing, but it's hard to get that toenail to wear. There's another one just there. Oh, you probably can't see it. Just there, I'll see how it looks later. If those toes aren't up forward, there's another one just there in front of me. If those toes aren't just up forward, they're not wearing on the ground. And what we're finding is the toes are sort of, they're growing like that, and it's starting to cause us a few dramas because it just creates work. Because if the sheep are lame, then they essentially get sick and they don't put condition on, and then if they don't join up properly. Sheep job's pretty easy if all you've got to do is shear them and feed them. But yeah, if you've got to start trimming toes and foot bathing and that sort of stuff, there's another one there that's got a long toenail. So we're just we just seem to be finding more and more, and then we've got 3 age groups now, so we're finding, even in our youngest age group of ewes, we're finding it as well. So that's, to me, saying that it's it's almost a genetic thing. From the ankle up, they're really good sheep. They're good mothers. They're good body structure and that sort of stuff. They're clean, like, when they talk a modern merino with no wrinkles or anything like that, they're easy shearing and that sort of thing. But yeah, we're just finding that foot structure's starting to break down, and it's, I'm in two minds what to do, but we just probably haven't got the time. Like, sheep are great, and they're a massive part of our business, but you could spend hours, days on, chasing feet, and at the end of the day, you're only probably putting a band-aid on it anyway. Once we've just found, and probably tagging them and those ones that we've trimmed. Dot, would you get out of it? So talking about the last one about always being keen. Sit down. Having tagged those ones, and then having those ones, there's one with a red tag in its ear there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what these feet are like, but those ones, having marked them and then trimmed their toes, and their toes have grown again. It's I had sort of alarm bells a bit. So when I stand in here and look at them, the more I look, the more I can see. So so anyway, we'll just as I said, I think on an earlier one, we're just trying to evaluate our sheep business a little bit. I'm not going to get out of them all together. We've got the infrastructure here, shed over yards and shearing shed and good setup, and we've set these smaller blocks up to handle sheep. So whether we go to a trading, business for 12 months, keep the rams, I suppose it gives us flexibility. We can hop in and hop out of, breeding if we want, but just try 12 months maybe, just see how it goes. But anyway, we'll start and look at these old girls and see what comes. But I'm thinking they'll probably go on a truck. All right, we've ended up with about 225. So we'll just see. We're just going to send these to market. I'll just talk with the agent, the Sabo, after the Wagga sale, just to see what they're doing up there. But he was sort of pretty confident they'd probably sell best in the marketplace, which is fine, because just with freight and that sort of stuff, if we were to send them direct to works, freight's probably the limiting factor a bit. So anyway, we'll keep these ones separate, and then once we're going to shift, probably can't see, but the lambs and that, we're going to shift them off the grazing canola probably in the morning over to the other farm where the grazing wheat is, and then we might put these ewes on that grazing canola for a couple of weeks and just get a bit more condition on them, and then they can probably go as well. So anyway, we'll get these back out in the paddock. Spreading time. So we've just got Tony loaded. So this is what we're spreading, single super. It's pretty heavy, we haven't got that spreader full, and we've got nearly 4 tonne in it, as opposed to if we had urea in it. We've got to have it, water level or better to get the 3 tonne in it. So the bulk density is a lot different one to the other. So we're chucking a couple 100 kilos of single super on it. So that's phosphorus, and I think a bit of I don't know what else is in it actually. I'd have to check that, but so we just thought it'd be easier to do it while we had the spreader on the tractor rather than putting it through the air seeder. So we ended up with about 9 tonne here, so we've got more than what we need to do this sort of 35 hectares, but we're gonna chuck a bit on some pasture as well while we're going, and just on some loose and just the leftover. They had about 9 tonne in town, so we just said, we'll take the whole lot of it. And this stuff's about, I think Gemma, who we deal with in it, Elders, I think she said it was about $450, $470 a tonne. So but anyway, we'll get get this done. We need to get the truck empty because we haven't got the division in. We need to get the truck empty so we can then go and get the oat seed. So yeah, we're just one after the other. So I'm going to go and give the boom a quick wash now, and yeah, unhook it and put the Magnum on the big baler so I can get that bale out and get it cleaned out. You mightn't be able to hear it, but it's really belting. The spinner's coming out. Yeah, so you can just see it here on the ground, and then that'll just get incorporated when we sow it. Yeah, so we've narrowed the width up. Usually we throw 36 metres, but we're back to, I've just narrowed it up to 27 because we're throwing so much out. So yeah, but no, should work well. This paddock, it's come up really well. This, so yeah, pretty happy with it. So hopefully we can. They're talking a bit of rain the next couple of days. Hopefully we can get it sown today, tomorrow, or we'll start today hopefully, and then yeah, get rain on it in a couple of days, and it'll be yeah, it'll look like we know what we're doing. So this crop, this is the wheat crop here. It's starting to move. We put 100 kilos of urea on it just to try and get it going as well. And yeah, it's all just add rain a bit. Yeah, so the plan is here. The plan for summer now here is we're not going to do corn. We're going to we'll do oats, and this will be hay, and then that'll give us time then we need to rebuild the channel pad here, and you can sort of see, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but the bottom of the channel is actually lower than the paddock height. So getting that water out is bloody near impossible. So what we'll do is here we'll come in and we'll build a pad for a channel and get a grader in to build the channel for us. But we'll do the earthworks ourselves with the bucket. Just picking up, it's a wire. Yeah. So we just thought we just weren't going to have the time to get it knocked into shape. So we'll just stick with the normal program of summer crop this year now, just to sort of, again, just the same area of rice and same area of corn. But yeah, and then it gives us plenty of time to get this knocked into shape. And look, it'll probably be the case that this might be canola or something. This whole block might be canola next year. Yeah, rather than summer crop. But anyway, we'll just suck it and see. But that's the plan now. We can spend the summer, getting this knocked into shape and try and utilise it a bit better. So, but yeah, still a fair bit of cleaning up to do, which is give the guys something to do over the winter. Got the boom spray washed. Actually give the tractor a bath while we were going. It hasn't really had one since start of sowing or summer crop harvest or whatever it was. I need to get a new gas strap for the door. So yeah, so just gonna try and get this Baler out. Just bear with me. Shush. So I've just plugged the Baler into the back of the tractor for the isobus. What we need to do, or just go through the sequence we go through, let the pressure off the chamber, which has been done already, but we'll do that again. And then we've got to start the pickup, and then we start the baler, run the baler, lock the hydraulics in, and then we can work those feet at the back that I think if you watched the last one I was talking about. So just wait for this GPS to fire up, and then should be right. So we're just going through the sequence now. Alright, we should be right. So we've locked the pickup remote in. And what we should be able to do is hopefully what I'll do is I'll set this here so you can see what's going on. Actually set the bale here because the telehandler here, because I didn't realise, I thought it was going to come out in pieces, but yeah, it's all come out that had already tied it. But I'll just show you, you can see the little walkers here. This one just here in front of us, so that just makes it a heap easier to eject a baler at bale, like at the end of the season or at the end of a job or something like that. And we've just got a little lever here that we manually do it with, and then also there's a thing underneath that we flick over and we can lift that tailgate up. Yeah, so anyway, I'll get this out of the road, and then yeah, we can fire this compressor back up and yeah, finish getting this blown down. Again, so what I've done, I've just dropped the floor down, and you can see all the chaff and hay that's still sitting in there, and again, it just gives the critters somewhere to hide, and yeah, they duck out for the night and have a chew on some wires and string and that sort of stuff, all the stuff they shouldn't. Yeah, so that's why we just try and get them clean as we can. So yeah, we'll get this blown down, and then yeah, if we got time we'll give it a wash. But I'm just waiting on this fella to ring me, and we'll go and pick these oat seed up. So Tony's back here now, he's just giving the spreader a wash, and then yeah, we'll get the tractor hooked back on the air seeder, and yeah, get organised to get these oats in. So got the baler finished blowing it down, and give it a wash, and yeah, Tony's just backed it in the shed and still left it on the tractor. We'll take it just while it's on the tractor, we'll take it to town, and yeah, it can go in for its pre-season service. We've sort of had a day of cleaning gear and that up a bit actually, so I gave the Magnum a good wash. Tony gave the big tractor a good wash, and we've got it back on the air seeder. Went and got the truck, picked it up, brought it back. I'm still waiting on phone call to go and pick these oats up, but I might chase the bloke up again in the morning just to so we can get it back here. We just need to put the head loss monitor and cameras. We need to put the camera screen in the tractor, and then we're ready to go sowing once we've got some seed. We just had a look then, we might run the harrows over that paddock again. Oh, not again, but just to level it off a little bit more. Yeah, well, if we're going to cut up a hay, the sort of the leveler it is, the better. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, that might do for this one. Probably not overly riveting, but yeah, they can't all be all and skittles. Going to shift these ewes and lambs in the morning, so that will be like herding cats. That'll be an interesting one. Anyway, we'll see how we go. And yeah, hopefully we'll get the seeder going, and I've got to give the header a wash, and yeah, plenty to do. Anyway, all right, thank you again for watching. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.